So awkward.
This is so just dead air, all the dead air. But yeah, we're back here on the lightning round. We're chilling. Thank you for having me over at your spot to do this, by the way, because it's a perfect spot for it.
It's great.
Okay, so these are 10 questions sent in by the listeners.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's stress, all stress.
It's sent in by listeners?
Yeah. So just kind of 10 fun questions that they send in. They always send in some good ones. My Nana has sent in a couple of these. So
fantastic.
Thank you, Nana. And don't think too hard. Everyone knows that you have not seen these before. First question, if you could take a time machine to any year, what year would you go to?
Year in my life? Or year in general?
In anywhere.
Oh. I would go back to the year 1994.
Why?
Because I would be 9 years old and I would say, Doogie, start dancing now.
Doogie, get it going.
Start dancing now.
Good call.
Don't wait till you're 18 to start.
I can just see like little 9-year-old Doogie being like, who are you? Like strange tall man.
Sorry, I don't talk to strangers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stranger danger.
Yeah, stranger danger.
That's funny. What are the first lyrics that come to your head? 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh my God. I don't know. Oh, first lyrics that come into my head. I have a tune that is perpetually in my head.
What tune?
It's like it's a tune. It's like a Scottish traditional music tune.
Amazing.
That my granny used to like bounce me on her knee, and my niece and my nephew and my mum did it, and like it's just perpetually in my head. And it goes,
Really?
yeah, it's like rum dum diddly lim dum diddly dum 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 diddly diddly dim diddly dum diddly lim dum diddly lim dum diddly lim.
Perfect.
And it's always in my head. So if I'm like by myself and I'm just like doing something, I'm humming along. I'm humming that tune always, since my entire life.
Anytime I see you at the theater now, I'm just going to watch you from afar and put the tune.
See me doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going on. Perfect. What do you think is an underrated audition piece?
An underrated audition piece.
Yeah.
Younger Than Springtime from South Pacific.
You know, it's funny that the classics are like that sometimes. It's just like, it's a great song. You know what you're doing. Just like, do it. Yeah.
I was in an Amdram version of South Pacific when I was like 15.
Yeah.
I played Lieutenant Cable.
Yeah, you did.
When I was in youth theatre, I had a reputation for getting cast as the lover who died.
How dare. Amazing.
So yeah, and so I sang that song, and obviously like, and then it come full circle. It's like, it's my go-to classic music, one of my classic musical theatre rep songs.
Nice. Piece of content, so this can be a movie, a book, a play, anything, a podcast, that you have recommended the most. So not your favorite, but the one you have said to the most people, you got to check this out.
So we've spoken about this actually recently, but there's a one podcast in particular that it goes back to like making friends and stuff like that.
This is the Band of Brother one?
Yeah. So
it's a great podcast.
It's a podcast on called the Art of Manliness. But it's a podcast about building your band of brothers. And when I moved here, obviously my brother, my best friend, but he lives in the UK. So like, it's not as if I can like call him at 2 a.m. and be like, come over.
Yeah.
So this is about, how difficult, it's a podcast about how difficult it is for men as adults to make friends with other men, and the kind of a little bit of the science behind it, and then how important it is to nurture your band of brothers.
Yeah.
So like what I've tried to do as I've like been here, if I meet a person that I connect with really well, or someone I'm like, yeah, like we could be lifelong, really, really good friends and be really tight for a long time, I would like, you should listen to this podcast, and tell me what you think about it, because that's what I'm doing. I'm currently trying to like nurture my band of brothers.
Yeah. I appreciated the recommendation, man.
No problem.
Beauty. So if you could be a virtuoso on any instrument, what would it be?
Oh, piano.
Yeah.
Or the fiddle.
Yeah. Fiddle. Nice. You get 1 extra hour of the day, but you cannot sleep. What do you do with that hour?
I feel like I should say something productive, but it's probably not. I would say just like spending it with loved ones.
Yeah, beauty. Yeah, just more quality time with people.
Yeah, quality time with people.
Yeah, get the work out of the way so you can hang with the people.
Yeah, I love people.
Love it, love people. If you couldn't be in theater anymore, what's maybe a career you would want to be in?
I love barbering.
Yeah. Yeah, is that something you could see if you obviously like you have the sub and everything, but if that weren't there, is that something you could see full time?
Well, the reason I got into it is because I was looking for a side hustle that I could possibly be a thing that I do outside of theater.
Definitely.
for a possible career, and like I enjoy it almost as much as performing, because you get to meet interesting people. It's like short interactions, like you don't have to go too deep, and it's just like, and it's the barbering, I feel like is one of the, it's pampering for men without any sort of social stigma.
Love it.
So like, because everyone's like, oh man, don't talk about your feelings. I'm like, no, barbering is the place where you do that, where you can talk about what's great, what's rubbish, what's horrible, and be made to feel great and look great by like, every guy goes into a barbershop and is like, oh, I don't care, just do whatever you want to do. And then you give them a haircut and they're like, oh, okay, maybe just look about this.
Yeah, everyone
and
wants.
You're like, yeah, and like you get to the end, they're like, yeah, and they feel like everybody wants to feel and
good,
look
yeah.
good. Yeah,
Definitely. Very
so
cool.
I'd probably do that.
Love that. Favorite childhood story or nursery rhyme?
Oh, my favorite childhood story. My favorite Roald Dahl book was The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Cool. I loved that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go
That's a good one.
with that. Yeah.
Were you like a Roald Dahl fan overall?
Yeah. My parents were really like pushed it. They really loved that. Like my brother, his favorite is the Twits. He loves the Twits, and mine's just Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Love it.
Yeah.
What is one thing you bring with you everywhere you go? Everywhere you travel, sorry.
Everywhere I travel, nowadays, I always bring my mixing glass and my cocktail things.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I bring them from home.
Love it. Were they like do you have a set?
So I have a really nice mixing glass because my favorite cocktail is an old fashioned.
Yes.
So I'll make myself an old fashioned, and then I got it as a gift actually, last year. But now it comes with it wherever I go.
Beauty. And then last one, what is one accomplishment you would like to achieve in the next year?
One accomplishment. I don't know. I've got a few. So I've got a few things going on right now. So I'm trying to learn to play the blues harmonica.
Nice.
Because it's just
talk to Al Bratz's dad about that.
Oh,
Have you seen that dude rip on that thing?
I've not seen it, but like literally every time I mention the blues harmonica, I was like, "Have you met Al's dad?"
Yeah, literally, it's crazy.
And I've met Mr. Bratz, and he came to the Fringe.
Yeah.
He did not bring his harmonica. Well, at least he didn't play it. So there's that. So I'm doing that. I'm doing a thing. Well, I'm trying to do a thing called Yes to Movement 2020.
I like Yes to Movement 2020
because every single year I say I'm gonna get. I'm like, that's it. I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna be like buff and beautiful and bitching, and I don't do it. And then so like this year I'm like, I'm just gonna say yes to any sort of like movement, any. Well, like we're gonna go do Rumble boxing, and I'm like, yeah, of course I want to do that. Movement. And then like I did the Orange Theory class the other day, and I was like, that's not something I would ever do. But Caleb was like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And I was like, yes to Movement 2020.
Love it. Yes to Movement 2020.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, yes to very successful lightning round. That was great. I will just pause this and then we'll finish up.